Well, four suspected migrant smugglers were killed Thursday in an exchange of gunfire with the Coast Guard off Libya's western coast. The Coast Guard says two of the suspected smugglers were arrested and one was missing. Clash started when the Coast Guard tried to apprehend heavily armed gunmen guarding a migrant boat. Some 700 migrants were rescued at sea on Wednesday by humanitarian groups operating rescue ships off the coast of Libya. That's according to the Italian Coast Guard. Boats that had been used by the migrants were burnt at sea in order to stop them being reused by people smugglers. The International Organization for Migration says migrants arriving in Italy on boats from North Africa are up some 30% this year, and 600 people have died trying to reach Italy. Well, now for more on the migrant situation, Joel Millman, spokesman for the International Organization of Migration, joins us live via Skype from Geneva. Welcome once again, Joel.
Thank you very much.
Now, we have been on this story with you for such a long time. What is your assessment? Are things improving in any way 3 months into 2017?
Well, you'd say in any way, we would point to the access that we're gaining in Libya for chance to interview and return to their countries. Literally thousands of Africans who've been sent home from Tripoli this year on flights that we charter. This began about 2 years ago. Those were very, very difficult maneuvers at that time. We had to bus migrants up to Tunisia and get them on a charter plane back to their countries because airlines and their insurers wouldn't allow their craft into Tripoli. It was just considered too dangerous. And now we're doing 8 to 10 of these flights a month directly from Tripoli. We have one that actually went to Gambia, I think, 2 days ago. We have something else in Nigeria, a program for later this month. And we're looking at close to 10,000 people being released from detention centers and brought home. We consider that a positive step. But of course, everything you said leading up to this indicates it's still an emergency. There's still a lot of work to be done.
But Joel, of course, you're bringing these people back home, but they don't want to come home, do they? Because they, in the first place, have left home because of the circumstances there.
Well, that's a good point, but you know, our data indicates that we do this for polling in places like Niger. We found that 60% of the migrants that we talked to did not have Europe in their plans and had hoped to work in one of the coastal economies, in particular Libya, which has a tremendous reputation as a jobs engine for sub-Saharan Africa. Despite the violence, it continues to have that reputation. But often these individuals are kidnapped or forced into ransom situations where the kidnappers dispose of them after they've paid by putting them on boats. It's a real crapshoot. They might get to Europe and be rescued. They might perish at sea, as you said, over 600 have this year. So we find that perhaps they don't want to go home particularly, but they prefer home to continuing life in Libya or risking their lives at sea. So it may not be the best option, but it's what they choose.
Very quickly, what do you make of the violence we reported on at sea today?
Yeah, I got a memo on that a few minutes ago from our people in Libya, so I know our facts are similar to what you reported. We don't know much about it. This has been a very violent area, you know, throughout this year. I can say that we know of over 3,800 rescues at sea by the Libyan Coast Guard along that stretch of the coast. We also know that IOM reported the recovery of 171 victims remain, so it's pretty dangerous.
Well, Joel, thank you very much for giving us your perspectives and the updates. That's Joel. Pleasure. Joel Millman is the spokesman for the International Organization for Migration.